Khloe Kardashian is getting shredded online once again, but this time it's for apparently regretting having her son that she'd had via surrogacy. She said time and time again through the new Kardashian episode that she doesn't feel that she bonded with this child like she did with her first True. And she'd went on and on throughout the episode that so much shit is on her plate at the moment, and maybe that's why she's not bonding with her son that much. She'd also said that she wished someone was honest about the whole surrogacy process, and she'd admitted that she felt less connected to her newborn son and felt very guilty for this, and guilty for taking the baby away from the surrogate mother after the transactional birth. Khloe's baby boy, whose name is Tatum, was born via surrogacy last July, and he is her second child with Tristan Thompson, but it's Tristan Thompson's fourth baby, because if we all remember, Tristan had cheated on Khloe and had gotten another woman pregnant, and Marilee ended up having her baby before Khloe Kardashian's surrogate gave birth. So it was very messy. Khloe was really embarrassed and sad about it, and people were ripping into her online at the time that this all went down because he'd cheated on her numerous times in the past leading up to this. So everyone really wasn't that surprised that he ended up getting someone else pregnant. And then of course all of Khloe's fans started coming for Marilee and telling her that she was a gold digger because she wanted to get $47,000 a month in child support payments. So yeah, Khloe was really upset about this, and obviously she couldn't come for Marilee. She couldn't drag her like she'd done with Jordan in the past, and so she just really suffered and was struggling, and now she says that she's struggling to form a bond with her son, or at least that's what she'd said in the recent episode of the Kardashians. She'd said that Kim had bonded really easily with her surrogate children, so she'd thought that it was going to be a really easy process for her, but that was not the case at all. Khloe had called the whole experience a mind F, and that it was just the weirdest thing. She'd even said that she thinks it's a whole lot different when the baby is in your belly and the baby actually feels your real heart, and apparently she even envied the fact Kim had a very easy time at connecting with her two youngest children that were born via surrogacy. Now, she'd blamed not bonding with her son very well on the fact that Tristan had cheated on her and all that drama that went down, and she'd insisted that her feelings had nothing to do with the baby but more so the circumstances and how it felt very transactional to her. Now, when this episode aired, people had a lot to say about it. People were commenting on Twitter that apparently Khloe didn't even want her firstborn to be a girl, she wanted it to be a boy, and now she doesn't want Tatum. That's what people are saying anyway. People are also claiming that she even bought the son that she'd always wanted. There's also been a lot of gossip online about how Kourtney's the only one in the family who really invested in therapy, and how Kim and Khloe could really be doing the same, but instead they feel like they're too good for therapy almost, or that they don't really spend much time in therapy. So yeah, it's just really interesting, and people are ripping into Khloe for not bonding with this baby, and people are saying that she can't exactly be suffering from postpartum depression because it's not like her body went through all of these emotions and feelings and changes because she'd literally paid for someone else to be a surrogate. And then of course there's a lot of people ripping into her because it is a transactional experience at the end of the day. She'd literally paid someone to do this for her, and there's just a lot of chat about how rich people can't be bothered going through pregnancy and all that anymore. They just want to pay for someone else to do it, when there are actually people out there who desperately want surrogates and need them. And then there's people like Khloe who, well, according to what they're saying online, she just didn't want a baby to ruin her body that she's worked so hard for. So it sounds to me like she's incredibly vain and self-absorbed. And speaking of her vanity, in the recent episode of the Kardashians, she talked about the melanoma on her face that she'd had to get removed, and she didn't even go in depth about melanoma or bring awareness to it. She'd only really broadcasted it as a way to get sympathy. At least that's what some fans are saying. And I do feel bad for her because your body reacts to stress in all sorts of horrible ways, but at the same time, she could have brought more awareness to melanoma instead of just once again playing the victim card, because this could have been a really beneficial thing for viewers to learn about, as it's not really talked about that much. No one feels sorry for Khloe either, because she knew the circumstances that she was getting herself into by having another child to this man, and now it's looking like she didn't even want another baby for the sake of actually having another baby because she loves being a mother, etc. but it now looks like there were ulterior motives to having this child, like thinking that the child might fix her problems and thinking that it would mend her relationship somehow with Tristan. But to Tristan, he just sees this as having another child, as this is his fourth child to 3 different baby mamas, we have to remember. Now, going back to the trailer of this new series, Kylie mentioned how her sisters have unrealistic beauty standards that they need to work on because they have such a big influence. And fans were like, thank God they're finally going to be talking about this, because how many more women have to die trying to look like the Kardashians before they're actually going to speak on the issue? And we've got to remember the sisters' bodies have gone through major transformations over the past few years, and they've been accused of taking Ozempic, which is Hollywood's hottest weight loss drug. And they were accused of taking this because recently they got extremely skinny, and they've been known for their curves literally the whole time that they've been in the media. And although they claim time and time again that this is all lies and that they don't use this, it kind of seems like they do, because they lose weight in a really short amount of time. And especially Khloe got so skinny after the cheating scandal. People were like, does she have an ED? They were really worried about her. But then why is Kim also that skinny? And people were pointing out her legs in the new Kardashians episode and how skinny they were. And people were like, oh my God, this whole family is low-key on Ozempic. And even Kris got called out recently for using the drug in her recent Instagram pics. One user had commented, one big happy Ozempic family. Another user said, it's giving Ozempic and facelift. Someone else said, between the Kardashians and Real Housewives, there is no diabetics pills left. Why they all just don't admit to taking and stop telling people they do it by diet and exercise. And Ozempic is so hard to get at the moment for people who actually need it, because it's being sold out to celebs and rich people who can afford to pay the outrageous fees to get it to help them lose weight ASAP. People are even being open about using it for weight loss on TikTok. But you know, everything is not as it seems, and a lot of these drugs have hidden side effects as well. Now, something else I wanted to briefly talk about is Kourtney Kardashian's Unprofessionalism. In one of the past episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she was house hunting with Travis Barker, and oh my God, they were literally like humping each other outside while the cameras were rolling, while a real estate agent was showing them around. It was so unprofessional and just disgusting. And it just shows that, once again, Kourtney doesn't care about anyone else other than herself, just like the rest of her sisters. And she feels that she can just act however the hell she wants because she's got lots of money. I can go and hump my boyfriend in the backyard of this house if I want to because I'm looking at buying it. I'm the one with all the money. It's like, show some common decency and class. But then again, we've got to remember the Kardashians aren't known for their class. They're known for being literally the most unclassy woman in Hollywood. So anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts on all this drama in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy tea.